Well, hello everybody, my name is Biffa and we've had Fix Your City, we now have Review Your City. Yes, that's right, you can send your city into me and I will take a look at it and I will rate it on certain criteria that has yet to be revealed. We'll get to that in a moment and tell you what I think of your city. So, would you like to send your city in? Check the description below. Don't just email them to me. See what the description below says if you want me to look at your traffic or if you want me to review your city. And hopefully, this is well received. It will become a regular part of the episodes that I put out for you guys to enjoy. So, what are the criteria that we're going to look at when we review a city? Well, I just listed 5 things that we're going to look at in a city. This list may change over time. I'm not going to be given a score. I'm just going to give you my impressions, things that I spot are good, maybe a few bad things that I would do differently. But don't forget, this is all my opinion. Your opinion may differ, the person who made the city. There's more than one way, to play a sandbox game. So, don't take my word as the final word. It's just my opinion. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at the realism of a city, just the overall look. Does it strike you as being real? Not all cities are built to be real, but, we can be a bit flexible with that one. Secondly, the use of mass transit. Have you used it well? Have you used lots of different sorts? You don't have to use all of them, but the ones that you have you used them well? Of course, we're going to be looking at the traffic in your city. I don't think anybody builds a city to have bad traffic. Well, it'd be a bit, unless you're making a scenario or something. So definitely we're going to be checking traffic. Happiness of a city. Are the citizens that are living in your city happy? That's one I think we're going to check out in most cities as well, because the happiness factor takes into consideration all the other parts of the game that you can add into the city. So whether they've got services, whether they've got ways of getting about and travelling, touristy thing, all that sort of stuff is taken into consideration, as well as many other things, of course, as to whether they're happy living in the city. And then last of all, roundabouts. I'm going to be checking out your roundabouts. I'm going to be seeing whether you've got a nice sprinkling of roundabouts through your city, how well they are set up and how nice they look. So let's get stuck in with our first city. So this is the first city. It is New Chester, sent into me by Construction Gamer. This is their completed city. Construction Gamer has a YouTube channel that you can check out as well. They've been building this city and of course building other cities now as well. So let's just take a look overall. I reckon we should start with realism. If you just looked at this and saw it as a map, would you think this was looking like a real city? And I have to say, yes, this jumps out to me as being a realistic, sort of in inverted commas, realistic city in my opinion. We've got like the river that runs through the middle here, and you just don't have, I don't know where the starting tile was, it's normally in the middle somewhere, perhaps here, but you don't just have everything all crammed in one place. You can see you've got... I haven't got the mod that turns off the pollution, so we can see where that is. You've got that sort of dotted around. You've got industry dotted around. You do have some nice big industrial areas using the new Industries DLC, but it's all spread out. But I like the way you sort of built off the side of the river, and then you've spread out to nice little towns dotted about the map in different places. Oh, there's even one right up. There's stuff all over the place. I keep finding new stuff everywhere. So you've got a nice airport over there as well. But for realism, just the overall look of it, I would certainly give that a very high score because it looks very nice. I mean, talking about realism, if we just zoom into this little area here, so it's off the highway that's running through here. You've got this little road that comes down to a small road going somewhere else. But you've got this little area here that's doing some work, some of the industry DLC stuff. And it's just the way you've got these extra little roads that go around here leading to things. It's not just a straight road with a cross and these things plot down around it. You've actually tried to make it look realistic and work with the terrain as well, which I really like that. And here we have Chester Zoo. Again, a nice, lovely looking realistic zoo. You've got your nice little water park set up there. But I like the way it's sort of set in between these two roads. You've got the access through the roundabouts, plenty of roundabouts I'm spotting, which is really, really cool. You've got parking at the beginning. Do you know what? It's looking really, really nice. It's when you sort of zoom in to look at the detail that you start seeing how realistic things are. So yeah, very pleased, well done. And again, even little places like this, your farming setup, it's not just straight roads with the fields plopped around it. You've got them nicely spread out. You've got different roads. You've got hedges going around your fields. It really just makes it look like a real life farm. It's organically built. That is something that I really enjoy when I build my cities. I don't always go for the grids. I like the organic look as well. Okay, let's take a look at the next thing on our list, and that is mass transit. What do you have around your city? How well is it used? Let's have a look. We've certainly got plenty of lines running all over the place by the look of it. Everywhere seems to be, everywhere is definitely covered by one sort of mass transit or another. I can see lines going, all over the place, so that's definitely good. Let's just run through what you've got on here. So, wow, loads of passengers using your bus lines, and you've got absolutely tons of bus lines. That is good. I've only spotted a couple of lines. You've got one person being used, a soccer bus. Oh, okay, maybe it's a day when they're not playing soccer today, so that's fine. Let's have a look at your tram lines. You've got some lovely tram lines running through. Plenty of use on that. Okay, you've got the Chester Metro, which we can see runs up through the middle of the city here. So it's nice to see you're not just relying on Metro for everything, but you're making good uses of good uses of the train stations, because you've got, as we saw, the main big metro multi-platform train station here with the built-in metro, and lots of lines going all over the place, and a ferry line as well, and even a monorail line. That's really good. So I would say you're definitely scoring highly on the use of transit around your cities. Right, it's time to check out the traffic, so let's just zoom out a little bit and put the traffic overlay on. Now, there is one mod that I'm not using that the creator of the city did use, and that was rebalanced industries. So if we get a load of traffic and it's all trucks, then you know what's going on there. Now, overall, it is not looking too bad. We've got, as always, don't forget, just because the roads are red doesn't mean there's traffic. It just means they're well used. Oh, what have you got going on here? You've got a bit of hawky-balkiness. People coming up and turning around. Yeah, so let's have a look around. Let's find a few red hotspots. See, that's just busy. That's not backing up. That's fine. This little bit over here, again, just well used. Looking okay. I mean, this is all pretty much looking good. Have a guess what you think. I think the traffic percentage, if I can speak correctly, is going to be... Let's have a look. What have you got going along here? You've probably got traffic lights in here, haven't you? Yeah, see, things like that, I might not do it the same way you've done, but... Look, once the traffic lights go, the traffic is not building up too much, is it? I'm assuming these ones are going to go now, so that's all going to move along. That is not too shabby, not too shabby. There we go, 74%. For a city this size, I've got to say, that is pretty good. Let's just take a look at that again. That is pretty good. One thing I do like is you've got like overlabouts in here, and you've done them well. You haven't just got this road going smack into the side of the overabout. You've got 2 lanes on, 2 lanes off. You've got all your sort of entrances and exits all set up really well. Let's just pick a random roundabout here. Same here. You've got your entrance and exits with its own little separated road, and that really is the way to do it. That just speeds things up going on and off the roundabouts. I don't always do that myself when I'm putting roundabouts in cities, but you've done it, as far as I can see, on every single roundabout you've got in your city. I don't know what it is that I'm doing differently, but I'm just running this city and everybody's upgrading their houses. I definitely think there's some mods that I'm not using. You haven't done it on that one, but that's a very quiet one in the middle of the towns. I wouldn't be too worried about that. And I love your road layout as well. You've gone for somewhere like this where you've just got a load of houses. You've got your nice big main roads going around the outside, A couple of bigger main roads cutting through. This one here, this one around the outside, this one through the middle. And then coming off of here, you've got very good road hierarchy is what I would talk about. So let me just show you this. You've got your highway, the big road coming down here. It then breaks off and they come to, say, an island or an oval about like this. And then they can take this big road through the middle, this one going up here. And then coming off of there, you've got smaller roads. And then coming off of that, you've got another smaller road. So just looking at this section here, for instance, you've got one way in here. You've got one way in here and one way in here, or in and out. All of them two-way roads. And then these little roads coming off. So for all the people living in here, they've got 1, 2, 3 ways to get back onto a nice fast road. And the fast roads lead to the bigger road, which leads to the junctions, which lead to the highway. So that is a very good example of good road hierarchy. Let's look at this little quadrant here. 1 way in, 2, 3 ways in and out again of that one. Let's look at this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All again onto bigger roads. That is the way to do it. And that just keeps your traffic moving nicely. Let's have a look down here. So you've got a nice little industry area. I like what you've done here. Let's just have a quick look at this. So it's got good access to a nice big fast road running through. It's built to look realistic as well, which I really, really like. You've got trains running nearby. Yeah, you got a cargo station right here. Nice little one-way system, no queuing. And it's spread out as well. You haven't got tons and tons of industry all rammed into one area. You've just given it room to breathe, space. Doesn't that just look much more realistic when you do it like that? I think that looks really, really nice. Well done, well done. I like it, I like it. And the nice use of the key area as well. There we go. Another cargo transit hub thing. What are they called? I can never get them. A cargo hub, I was right, yes. Set up there. That is really cool. Now, the next thing we said we would check out is happiness. We can use a little menu over here to see what the citizen happiness is. And you know what? That is pretty good. Over 90% for the residents, over 70% for commercial, and getting well up to 95% for everything else. That is pretty darn good. Now, from the way I understand it, I mean, I haven't read the wiki to get the exact details, the ins and outs of this, but the way I understand it is happiness takes into consideration everything else. So their access to the services, the access to transportation, the access to education, all these things are taken into consideration. We're running out of power or something. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. By the way, I'm using the transmit power by roads mod just so I don't have to load up a city that hasn't been built correctly and I've got to fix it all. Yes, that happens quite a lot, believe me, when I'm fixing people's cities. But anyway, back to the happiness. So that is a good indication of how well you have built your city. And this little scale down here, the happiness at the end, I mean, pretty much everybody is happy. I mean, look at that. That is pretty darn good. That is pretty darn good. Chester Golf Course. What have you got over here? Oh, that is cool looking. I do like a good golf course in a city. Look at that. Wouldn't you love to come and play golf in a place like this? How many balls would you end up going whacking in the water? Yeah, probably quite a few. And as we're just coming along here enjoying the view, I'm just looking at your ore industry area down here. And again, you've made use of the terrain to really make it look like it's a proper ore industry. That looks really... You even got like an old rusty bridge down here. And it's like digging into the side here. That is brilliant. I really like that. And then finally, back to the traffic map. We need to check out the roundabout usage. And yes, there are roundabouts everywhere, but from what I can see, they're not just putting places just for the sake of it, just for throwing it in. I do admit that sometimes when I'm fixing cities, fixing up the traffic, I do put roundabouts in a lot of places, but that's because the cities were badly designed in the beginning. But I mean, here they're put in for sort of design usage, that's fine, but they're put in on major intersections, and you've still got plenty of normal junctions, which is what we spoke about before, because you've built your road infrastructure really, really well. And also, just coming out of this view, you've nicely designed some of your roundabouts as well. You've got trees in the middle. The best one that I saw was in the built-up area over here at the back. Here we go. Oh, again, you've also got nice walkways going over, which is what you need. So, for instance, here you've used the highway road. So no walkways, but you've got your walkways going over the top. No crossings, I mean. So you've got walkways going over the top. Look at this one here. This is the one. Loads of plants, loads of trees. That is just looking nice. Imagine if you lived up here. Let's have a look over this way. And look at that view that you'd have down there. Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, another good example. Got some nice trees, and it's just trees in the middle of a roundabout. Make it look so much better, so much better. Oh, look at this one. More plants, more trees, more bushes. Very, very fetching, I have to say. So what did you think of this city? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with anything that I said? I would very much like to hear from you. Also, what would you like to see in future reviews? Anything you'd like me to focus more on, focus less on? I'm really going to sort of sculpt this mini-series, reviewing cities, around the feedback that you give me. So get involved. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did like it, leave a like, because that is going to really motivate me to make even more of these. And I hope so. I have enjoyed making it. It's been something a little bit different, and I love seeing people's new cities. So don't forget, if you want yours reviewed, check out the description below on how to send it in to me. The same for if you want me to fix your traffic. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.